Are you ready to connect? This is the Empower Connection podcast, where we empower our listeners to connect more fully to themselves, to each other, and to something greater. We do this with the help of myself and special guests, including healers, coaches, artists, seekers, and those on a healing journey of self-growth. Welcome. Hello, everyone. What is up? And welcome. My name is Damodar Cordua, relationship and life coach and yoga wisdom teacher. And this is the Empowered Connection podcast. I'm very grateful to have you here listening to the show. And I'm really hopeful that I will be of service to your healing journey and your ability to connect better, more fully to yourself, to others, and to something greater. In today's podcast, I'm going to talk for a little while about our gateways into transformation. And this is a theme I'm pretty positive will come up in the podcast as you continue to listen. So I hope you do. And I hope you move forward with me on this journey. But oftentimes, our gateways to transformation are brought upon when there is some pain or difficulty in our life. This might be something that we might not want to hear. We're not asking for pain. I'm not telling you or asking you to go out there and say, hey, give me some suffering. But if we're in this body, right, in this mind, in this lifetime, there will be difficulty, there will be pain, there will be suffering. We know that. But from a healing perspective, from a self-growth and spiritual perspective, the interesting thing is that that pain, that difficulty, that crisis is actually a signpost for you to go deeper into who you are, to understand yourself, to understand your relationships better. Those moments are times of transformation. And it's our job as seekers, as those looking to connect better to ourselves and to others, to see the signposts when they come up, to be receptive. And this reminds me of the spiritual classic of the world, one of the main spiritual classics of the world called the Bhagavad Gita. And in this spiritual classic, one of the main characters, Arjuna, his life leads up to this moment. As a warrior, he's trained to fight. And when he comes up to this battle, this very important battle, this is sort of like shapes historically in the story the face of much of the world. He's at a crisis. He doesn't know what to do. He comes across a lot of pain. All that he had learned before, a lot of it at least, wasn't serving him at that moment. And he was confused. He had no idea what to do. But this great yoga book doesn't begin with shanti, which means peace. It doesn't begin with just, being calm. I'm not saying that's not part of it, but it doesn't begin there, this story. It begins with crisis, difficulty. And what does Arjuna do in this moment? He puts his hands up in the air and he cries out. He calls out, I need help. I don't got it. I don't know what's up. I can't handle this. I don't know. I'm a mess. I'm looking for help. Help me. Teach me. And the teacher appears. So the same is true for us in our journey. But we want to learn to be attuned to when suffering in our life, when pain is actually asking of us to learn more about who we are, to go deeper into who we are, to go deeper into our journey of connection. We need to become attuned to that. And then furthermore, when that time arises, which maybe it already has, and if it hasn't, it will. If I was a betting man, I'd bet a lot on that. It will happen. And when that time arises, we can say, I'm receptive. I put my hands up like Arjuna. I'm ready for some teacher to shine some light. I'm ready for a new pattern in my life. I'm ready for my paradigm to shift. I'm ready to get out of my stuckness. I'm receptive. I'm open. I'm humble. And I think for a lot of us on a healing journey, this is what happens. We might have a pattern, a life, a lifestyle that's successful in many ways. Maybe it's materially or relationally or spiritually, or in whatever way it's successful. And something happens and it all gets put into question. And we feel, frankly, ill fucking prepared. And what we could do is double down on our pattern and hide the pain, medicate, self-medicate the pain, hide the pain, push it away, let the pain just override us in a way that we can't even understand. But what we're really being asked to do is be present with the pain, be present with what's happening inside of ourselves, and see where it's leading us. We are here on this planet, I would put forth, for that exact process to unfold. You might think you're here to pay your taxes. Probably not that. You might think you're here to succeed in your work or to raise a family, which I agree. All those things are really worthy pursuits. But underneath it all those actions are actually ways, all those services in the world are ways where we can hopefully hold space for these moments of crisis for us to transform. And if they don't, we might just be running the place, right? Might seem like we're doing a lot. It happened to me. I was so blessed with with a life of service, a life of spiritual community, healing community. A part of my journey, which I won't get into in this podcast, was transformational in terms of getting into yoga and teaching healing, being a body worker, having amazing, powerful teachers in my life, studying in sacred lands in India, meeting masters, and then coming back and creating a whole community around it, a business, and doing so with an amazing woman who's now my life partner and still my business partner and partner in service. So many blessings that we had, so much good work that we had the honor to take part in, and so much great stuff. Our relationship was amazing. It is amazing. We have a great chemistry. We have fun. We can work together, create a business together, frankly, without killing each other. But nonetheless, all the stuff that I was learning, all the great things in my relationship, all the success in my business, there were parts of my partnership with my wife that I was so stuck in. We were both so stuck in. And I didn't know what to do. I was at a loss. And sometimes some of the practices that I was doing didn't even help. They sometimes made it worse. I was so confused. In my own way, like Arjuna, put up my hands and said, I don't know. Help me out. I need help. I need a mentor. And as a little part of my story, as I get to reveal myself on this podcast to you, that brought me into the realm of relationships. And it brought me to ask for help, to seek coaches, to seek guides, to study with the experts in relationship, to take coaching trainings, and to become someone who is still trying to learn more about relationship for my own life. So not only that I wouldn't be stuck, but that I could transform this difficulty into something bigger, something better, and then also help others in the process. But I needed to be brought to my knees in a sense. Why can I not get through this conflict right now? Why is this great relationship with this amazing partner feeling drastically, intensely jeopardized? And I put my hands up. Help me. And when I did so, when I sincerely sought and was receptive, I learned so much, and it brought me forward in my journey to service in this world, to what was next. And so what I'd like you to do, listener, today, let's do it right now, is take a moment and close your eyes and be with yourself. And think about a time in your life when pain, suffering, difficulty became a crucible, became the threshold through which you were being asked to walk through so that you could learn more about yourself, that you could go deeper into connection, and that you could heal, and that you could, from that place, bring gifts to others. And if you've never had a time like this in your life, you know what? It's going to happen. So maybe right now you can also say, I'm receptive. When that pain comes, instead of trying to push it aside, instead of trying to hide from it, instead of trying to medicate it, cover it up, I'm going to take the time to be with it and see where it is leading me, see what new work, self-work I'm being asked to step into, to see what teachers move forward out of the dark into the light into my life. And if it serves you, if you feel compelled, if your heart is connected to this, you can either bring both hands over your heart and ask for that wisdom in the moment of difficulty, in the moment of suffering. Or you could bring your hands in the air and say, whatever, higher power, the divine, the universe, I'm open. I'm receptive during this difficulty, this pain. I'm open to the lesson. I'm open to where it's going to bring me next. And I'm ready to become a warrior in that process. And just let that resonate. This podcast is meant to be a place where we can provide. I can provide in my own little tiny way, in my own humble way, some tools, some teachings, some experts, some seekers, some teachers, gurus, mental health professionals, coaches, healers who can give their perspective, tell their story, and maybe shine some light during your time of difficulty. Bring you the tools, bring you the perspective, bring you the teachings. So that's my hope. And frankly, I'm hoping that I can get the same because I need it. So I'm going to bring on some guests that I can humble myself to and receive. So bring this meditation with you today. And I actually invite you to bring it with you for the rest of your life. And finally, thank you for being here. From the bottom of my heart, whatever value I can give to you in your life and your journey, I'm really grateful that I can. And I'm grateful for your presence here, listening to the podcast. I hope you're able to subscribe and share this with others. And I'm really looking forward to the next episodes. Please step forward today and love more fully and connect more deeply.